What's going on, everybody? Anti-Yami here, back with another video, and in today's video we're gonna go over two replays for you guys. One versus Maliss, which I've been hunting this deck for the longest time, and then there's another deck that I feel like is very underrated in today's meta, and it totally clapped me. This is gonna be real. I tried to fight back, but it was a great game, so I wanted to showcase that off as well. So I'm gonna go over those two replays and we'll just go from there. Okay, I'm not sure why this camera is lagging. I'm gonna try to fix it. Not sure why that one's lagging, but yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the replays. All right, so in our first game here, we're going against the Maliss deck, and this is, I want to say this is game number 2. I can't remember if this is game number 2 or not. But I start off with the Curse, the Ghost Bell, the Dilla Bells, the Hollowed Azamina, and Tails. And he has Baldrake, Cat, the backup, TB11, and Underground. So he starts off first, and he starts off with the Underground. So I went ahead and just belled it because it cut off the sound effects. I went ahead and belted just to like put him on Better Have Extender. Usually they don't start like this, and I'm assuming that his hand was extremely weak. So I was like, put it on. I pray that my opponent has nothing, right? So he went ahead and he normal summons Cat, sets TB11, and he goes ahead and goes into the Lingaribo. Then he goes Baldrake banishing the Chessy Cat. And then there he'll just go ahead and pay 300, summon it back out, and then he goes ahead and goes into his Red Ransom. Red Ransom effect is going to go ahead and add the mirror. Hold on. Read this card. Maliss in the mirror. Then goes into TB11. Then TB11 is going to summon out another Chessy Cat. Effect of Red Ransom is going to summon itself back out. And then he's going to go White Rabbit. White Rabbit's effect is going to go ahead and special summon itself out. Effect on the field to set GW06. Then he's going to link off into the Wicked. Backup added Nister is going to summon itself out by banishing, but going into a link zone where Wicked points to. Then that's going to trigger the Wicked, and that is going to also trigger backup because it summoned itself out, and it's going to search out Wizard, and backup is going to discard the Mirror. And then now it searches for another backup because for some reason this is a tuner. This one's not a tuner. So Wicked only searches this, which I'm not sure why he went for this in particular, but I guess it's fine. A little weird on my opponent's part. And then goes into the Cryptor. And then goes Wizard effect, summon back out the Cat. And then goes into White Binder. My opponent's playing extremely dangerous into like Nib right here. But it's cool. I mean, he still has 06, so I guess that's fine once he got to the White Binder, but he played into Nib very hard before this, and not having White Binder and not having Mirror in rotation is kind of crazy. So he went ahead and banished all his cards, and he went ahead and banished the Cryptor. Cryptor's going to summon his stuff back out, and he banished the Mirror, which is going to banish Chessy Cat to search out Hair. And then from there, he's going to use Cryptor's effect to spin back the Chessy Cat, banishing the White Binder, and then pay 300 or 900 to draw a card. And then now he's going into Hair. And this is going to bring out his add a code. Sorry, still learning the names. A code talker. And he's just going to bring out the White Binder because for some reason Red Ransom is banished and never came back out. So whatever. And this is his M board right here. So he has Imperm, 06, White Binder, and the Code Talker. So I go ahead and start my turn with drawing the Deception, which is like quite fine. I have the White Witch with this, which is kind of like I am guaranteed Vengeance to come out, and then I also have this, and then this is also like really strong too. So I have a fair amount of pushes, but I have to make sure I sequence my hand correctly because I don't really have any strong normal summons in this hand, right? So I went ahead and went White Witch. White Witch is going to try to summon itself out, and then he just immediately negates it, which is fine, I guess. Cool. Then now Curse is going to trigger. Curse is going to search out the Phyllis of the Dillabells, and then eventually get me into a Vengeance, which is going to apply some pressure, and then I can get away with activating these cards for free. He goes 06. A little early in my personal opinion, but he decides to go ahead and drop this out, which I don't think is correct. And then now Phyllis is going to search, or Curse is going to search Phyllis. And then now new chain link is going to be White Binder. White Binder is going to banish my trap, which doesn't really do much here because this, since I control no monsters, I can actually special summon the Vengeance from the deck, which is fantastic. So he gets rid of this, and then he gets rid of these two, which is Cryptor and White Rabbit, which is going to be basically 2 more banishes coming out. Non-target banishing. So then he summons the Cryptor, and then summons out the White Rabbit, and then White Rabbit's effect is going to go ahead and set the 07. Then next, I go ahead and do Phyllis, the Dillabells, because I want to see if I can put pressure on these 2 cards, because it's going to trade with one or the other. So that was the idea. So I went ahead and special summon out the Vengeance here. And then he just immediately goes 07, which I don't understand why he did this. But went ahead and banished the White Rabbit. And then I went ahead and just banished or target popping the Cryptor here. And then he meets me with an Imperm, which cool. This card literally baited out 2 cards, which is fantastic. Vengeance got a lot of value out of it, which is good. So, and all this basically still from these 3 cards right here. This sending this, which eventually got to this, and it traded with 1, 2, 06, and the Link 4. So pretty good trade so far. So he searches Dormouse for follow up here, and then I go ahead and go Azamina because I didn't want to go ahead and activate Deception because he would just banish it. You know, so no reason to activate this. And then my goal here is to at least land Tells. So that was my goal here, so we can start pushing with the White Force engine. So I go ahead and activate the effect. And he just immediately just rips it and banishes it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm pretty sure I'm pretty safe. I know both these cards in hand, and yeah, I just know everything here. So now I'm free to play. Then we go ahead and try to play into the end current problem because I'm very good for doing that on here for some reason. So we go ahead and go Wanted, and then we're going to go ahead and search Black Witch because now we want this to be live. And we go ahead and do Wanted to draw a card, and we draw into Witches of the White Forest, which is a really good draw for us. So I go ahead and go Witches, search out Azette, and then Azette is going to send Tells. Then, of course, Azette is going to search out the Sylvie. Tells on a new chain link is going to reset itself. Then we're going to normal summon the Sylvie. Sylvie is going to search out Woes. Then we're going to Synchro 6 into Arciella, discarding the trap. And then we're going to go ahead and search out Azamina Azette. On a new chain link, Woes is going to set itself back out. Then we're going to activate Azamina to summon itself out. And then Synchro into 8. And then we'll do our little chain links here. We're going to add back Azamina here. Just an extra spell. Nothing else is really great for the choices we had here. And then, of course, this is going to search out Cervera. By the way, this is game number 1. Because Use That Side is out going second. So, yeah, this is definitely game number 1. So now we are back up in card advantage, which is fantastic. Then we're going to go ahead and go Tells. Tells is going to search out the Rusia. And this is how we're going to bridge into our Raizio engine. Then we're going to special summon, activate the effects, and this for free. And then we're going to draw a card, which is Imperm, which is fantastic. Go into Dual Drive. Dual Drive effect is going to go ahead and add our Cross and Sword. Then after that, we're going to go Hollow to add itself back, shuffling back the Azamina Azette. And then now we're back up into like tons of card advantage here. We had like 2 or 3 cards in hand. Now we're back up to like 6. Black Witch is going to activate the effect of setting Deception for more advantage. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Cross here. Special summoning Sword. Sword is going to search itself at X Ryziel. And now we're locked into XYZ 4s. Then next we go X. X is going to just hit the Cryptor, because if you imperm this card or negate it, it loses its attack boost. So that's also very fantastic. Then we go into our Detonator. Detonator equipping or attaching our Aggregator. And then we just kind of beat over everything here. Dual Drive is just going to just crash. I had an option to protect it, but I'd rather have as many pops underneath this card as possible. So then we just beat over everything, do a little bit of damage here. We set Betrayal, and then we're going to also set the Imperm, and then we're going to pass it. So not only that we pretty much broke that Maliss board, but we also have like a ton of interruptions here. We have the Cross, the Detonator, we have the Bells, we have Sylvia and Imperm, and also Woes. So literally like 8 to 9 eruptions here. He draws into another backup, which is very unfortunate. Double summon Dormouse, and then just goes straight into Sky Crisis for some reason. Didn't even attempt to. I mean, does he have any more names in deck? Yeah, of course. I mean, he still has Hair. He could at least Dormouse, banish Hair, you know, then try to get into these guys, whatever. But he doesn't even attempt at all. I mean, obviously, I was going to stop. I was going to wait until he Dormouse. I was going to pop his Dormouse with Detonator, and then whenever he banished, I was going to cross negate it, and I still have like this negate as well, so I covered a lot of the bases here. So he just goes into Typhon. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Delibels to summon out the Wolf, and doesn't really matter what he bounces because I'm just going to cross negate. And I'm going to activate the effect of Book-a-Moon and everything. And since he Typhoned himself, he can no longer summon anymore. So I just know that this is game basically on board. I just go into battle phase and end the game there. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into the second replay. And this is a deck that I really feel like it was going to pop up everywhere. And it totally cooked me. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Okay, so I actually go first in this game, and this is game number 2. I got cooked game 1. He went first, absolutely clapped me, and now, oops, go back, and now I'm going against Ryziel Heratic Beast. Like, this deck is insane. It can like hand loop. It plays through so many hand traps. Like, if you just don't draw this deck straight out, I feel like this deck is more scarier than Mermails. If you don't draw this deck, it just goes absolutely feral. It goes crazy. So, my opening hand is Toy Box, Wanted, X Ryziel, Arcia, Rusia, I'm sorry, and Woes. And he has Griffin, Bonfire, Ferraros, Thruster, and Drawn Lockbird. I'm still learning these cards, and I don't know exactly what they all do to a T. But first time really going against this type of deck. This card is insane. It reads, you can send one Heratic Beast monster from your deck to the graveyard except itself. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except by XYZ summoning. Only using the monsters Heratic Beast or number monsters. So you can only summon number XYZs or Heratic Beast XYZs, so you can't make like a Detonator and stuff like that. So you have to be very careful on this restriction, but it's still really, really good. And it can also be used as 2 XYZ materials for an XYZ monster that requires 3 or more XYZs. So you're going to see this effect come up in a little bit. I want to say turn 2 on his turn, or maybe turn 4. I don't remember. So I go ahead and start off with the Wanted and Draw phase. Typically, I always do this if I have like a certain hand. Not all the time I start with Wanted, but it just depends on the hand. So I decided to do Wanted because it goes really well with Toy Box. So I went ahead and activate Toy Box. Toy Box is going to set Toy Soldier and Toy Tank. And I think I got a little greedy here, just because this is game 1. I think this is game 2. I can't remember if this is game 1 or game 2. But I'm pretty sure this is game 2 because I remember getting destroyed by this guy game 1. Maybe this is game 1. I don't remember. But so I go Toy Soldier sent to the graveyard by Black Witch effect. And then we're going ahead and do our chain links here. Then we're gonna set Deception. Typically, if I wanted to play around Droll and Lockbird a little bit better, I should have set Betrayal, and then just use Toy Soldier to search and check to see if he has Droll, and just go into like a safer line with the Raizio stuff. And if he doesn't have Droll, then I can still do White Forest stuff as well. So I go Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier effect is going to go ahead and search out for the Sylvie, which just should have been Ice as well. So I'm super playing into Droll at this point. I have Arcia or Rusia, so we're fine. You know what I'm saying? So then we get met with a Droll here, which is kind of unfortunate. So here I just flipped over the Deception, Nova Summon Sylvie, and then I set the Woes, and then I go into just a Babushka and just pray that he didn't have X. I also could have like special summoned Arcia before committing to the Babushka. So just in case he does out the Babushka, I still had Woes plus Rusia. So that's like basically 2 misplays in this replay so far. That I played into Droll really hard, and 2, I didn't activate this to summon this stuff out and had Woes here as another layer of interruptions here. So my mistake on that. So he passes, he draws into another Droll, and he sets Thruster for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why. And I almost for a second thought he bricked. So I was like, oh yes, let's go. Or he couldn't beat the Babushka, but then he bonfires. And that's going to go ahead and search out the X. X effect is going to summon itself out. And then X chain link 1, aggregator chain link 2, negating the Babushka. And he go ahead and search out his sword. Sword effect is going to summon itself out, searching Ice. And then he discards Ice, or discard Droll for an Ice here, which is completely fine. And then he goes into the Dual Drive. I have nothing to stop this Dual Drive at all. I have no hand traps here, so he is free to activate that effect. It's really big for him going into the plugin and the cross. Then activates cross, and then goes into plugin and bringing back out the Ice, and then equipping the Sword Raizio. Yeah, Sword Raizio. Then next goes straight into Detonator. He's getting out all the Raizio stuff out the way, because now once he activates this, he is off to the races with other XYZs he can make. So he's going to equip the aggregator to the Detonator, and now he has cross to negate my monster effects, which is also very unfortunate, which means that my Black Witch will probably resolve. So yeah, we're just kind of like cooked here. Then he goes Griffin, sending Leo, and then when Leo hits the graveyard, it searches for a Heratic Beast monster, which is usually the well. And then now he go ahead and summons this card out. This is basically the Mathmech Circular, a Heratic Beast card. Is crazy. Leo's going to activate itself to search out the well. And then now he's going to normal summon well, which is why he summoned the Ice the way he did. And when this card is normal special summon, you can discard 1 card from your hand, add 2 Heratic, like Heratic, whatever, spell and traps from your deck to the hand. And you can banish this card from the graveyard. You can target up to 2 Heratic Beast monsters with the same name in your graveyard. Special summon in defense mode. Also, you can ask XYZ for the rest of the turn, except by the XYZ summon with Heratic Beast or number in the original name. So again, that's the restrictions. They lock themselves into like numbers or Heratic Beast. So you usually start with the Raizio stuff, and then you end up with this. And yeah, so he's going to search out Advance, which this one reads target 2 Heratic Beast monsters in your graveyard, special summon them both. And immediately after this card resolves, you can XYZ into an an XYZ monster using those 2 materials. You're gonna see how this becomes really insane. Also, not once per turn. So if he can, does that have to be different names? Let me see. Oh, I don't think it has to be different names. He could actually search like 2 of these, which is funny. And then this one is like a card that I don't know if it's very common or not. Tribute 1 monster, special summon 2 Heratic Beast monsters from your deck in defense position. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except psychic or machine monsters, which I don't know if that's really common in this deck, but yeah, it's pretty good once you have these 2 cards set up. So then after that, he is going to activate Charge Up, Tributing the Well, and then now he's going to summon 2 from the deck, which is going to be these guys. And these cards read, if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish another Heratic Beast from the graveyard to target 1 Heratic Beast monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. You can only use it effective this once per turn. So yeah. And then he goes ahead and goes into the level 4, or 4 level 4 monsters. And again, this is treated as a 2 part because this is what the effect does. So he can overlay these 3 for a level 4 or rank 4 monster. And this card reads also, you can also XYZ this card by using 1 monster you control. Yeah. Which he didn't do that. He just went ahead and straight made it, pretty much hard made it. When a monster effect is activated on your opponent's field or a monster that declares an attack quick effect, you can special summon 1 number, the whatever, dark matter from your extra deck by using this card as material. So yeah, you're gonna see that in just a few moments. Then destroy that opponent's monster. Very good card, very weird, but very good. So then now he just goes into this, and now he's gonna summon back 2 monsters, and then immediately XYZ, and then goes into Time Thief Redoer. Just want to make sure something really fast. Plug in XYZ level 4s. Okay. Yeah. I was looking at one of the restrictions where he can still XYZ into this, but as long as he's using Heratic Beast as the material, you can make this. So I guess technically you could make like dual drive if you're using Heratic Beast cards, which is yeah, okay, some drawback. Then I went ahead and tried to go into Deception here, or not Deception, Toy Tank, to stop the effect. And of course, Detonator is just going to pop it, so it doesn't matter. Toy Tank is going to activate itself, summon itself out the grave, and then yeah, we're just going to beat over everything. This is in damage step, so Cross can't negate this. I send my Deception because it's going to reset itself back on end phase, which is going to go ahead and set up some follow-up here, which is going to be Wanted, and then Detonator beats over Black Witch. Then Cross is going to go ahead and put back down 2 to the bottom of the deck, draw 1 card, which is Ogre. And then on end phase, we're going to go ahead and Deception set back itself. And then he's just going to pass turn here. At the time, I didn't realize how this card really worked because it was like a lot of reading and I didn't want to like slow play because I just didn't want to read everything. So I kind of played in this card very hard. You'll see it here in just a second. So I draw into X Ryziel. Of course, the Time Thief Redoer in the standby phase is going to attach the, I think it was as that, which is fine by me. Long as it's not a trap or a spell, he can equip all the monsters all he wants. So I go ahead and go Deception to kind of bait out the Detonator here, just kind of, you know, detach more materials and see if I can play through it. And he meets me with an Ogre, which is unfortunate. So yep, we're gonna go ahead and normal summon, activate the Wanted here, and then he goes Hole Thruster. Didn't expect that to be a Hole Thruster. It was very unknown. Didn't search it or anything like that. So that was surprising. And then I went ahead and I was trying, what I was trying to do here is that I was trying to normal summon this Detonator. I was going to chain Wanted. If Detonator pop Rusia, then I was going to chain Woes to dodge the Detonator pop and then try to like synchro. and he could have technically detonator popped it anyway, but I think my target would have been different. It would have been Sylvie instead of this line right here. So I went ahead and tried to synchro 6, and the idea here was to synchro into the wolf so I can book a moon everything. But of course, you still have the cross negate, so that's going to be really tough to do. But hey, we're trying to make a comeback here anyway, right? So then we go wolf. Wolf is going to, well, first we got to get our search here, which is going to be vengeance. Then new chain links, we're going to go ahead as I mean as the search, and then wolf to try to book a moon or book of eclipse the field. And then this is where he goes into this, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And I actually pulled this out of my sneak peek because this is a new card. So this is the dark matter version of number 69. Nice. Can I be destroyed by battle or card effects? That effect was so annoying in this type of game state because I couldn't get over it really well with the detonator and all this pressure he has on the board. But it reads, once per turn quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its name becomes unknown. When a monster effect activates when your opponent, when a monster effect activated by your opponent's resolve, if that monster is named unknown, negate the activation of the effect. There are some cards in the archetype that changes your monsters to unknown. And what that really does is it makes it to where, like, if I had 2 Raizio monsters, they are no longer considered Raizio monsters because Raizio is not in their name, and Detonator needs 2 Raizio monsters. So if, like, for example, 2 of my Raizio monsters are unknown, I can't make Detonator, but I can still make Dual Drive because Dual Drive is generic. Just to kind of give you guys like an understanding how unknown works. Just kind of changes the name a little bit. Works with Maliss cards too. You can't link into a Maliss link with a monster being called unknown. So it's a very annoying card. Very annoying. So then I oh yeah, I forgot the this right here, the XYZ destroyed this. So, and cross is going to negate. So no Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse, which is unfortunate. Didn't see that play coming at all. Then I go into my Raizio engine. So I go X, try to play here. Then I think what I should have done retrospect is to not target this. I should have targeted this because this is like the biggest threat right now, right? So I had no idea how it worked. I just kind of like, I don't know. The detonator only had one more pop, which is obviously just going to chain to it. So aggregator definitely got no value off of this trade here, which is unfortunate for me. So then he's just going into pop. And then I'm going to search sword. And then vengeance is going to summon itself out, putting out pressure. I'm going to draw a card off of the wanted in the grave to see if I can get something really good. And Tails is a little too late here. I'll go ahead and go Sword Raizio, and then we're going to go ahead and get the ice out. Then after that, I'm trying to, at this point, make a dual drive, right? Then we're going to go ahead and activate Tails. I think we still have our normal summon. I don't even remember at this point. I don't know. And then I'm going to try to set up a Dilibells because I want to also protect my board from being popped and stuff like that. So then we're going to go into dual drive, and then this is going to negate my dual drive, which I probably should have started with this to see if he negated this. The way he was playing a little weird, but he was definitely he understood what to stop versus my deck. So he was playing that very right, but I think his combo was a little funny. No, I think his combo was actually fine. I have to go back and look at it. Then I go into Dilibells of the White Witch, and we are going to try to just dump something random here just to put more like stuff into rotation in the grave. Then we're gonna go ahead and search out the Phyllis to kind of like debt thin a little bit here, and then use this if I happen to like get Azet in rotation or something that can use this as a cost, right? Then I pay a lot to pop the cross to kind of cut off that grind game, and then we're gonna go ahead and try to beat over the Time Thief. Time Thief attacks itself out. Leo gets the graveyard again and searches out the well. Then I try to beat over this, and I didn't even see this because I haven't played against Ho Thruster and God knows when. And since now I think Pure is starting to pop up a little bit more, yeah. So now he's gonna go whole thruster into this. And this is very funny because now I don't want to beat over this because now he's just gonna remake Detonator. And then it's just, yeah, just really tough. So I decided to not beat over that and see if I can squeeze out something here, right? So I still have a pop with this, and then I still have, you know, dual drive if it lives. I can detach too. Right now it's making my opponent monster smaller, so I'm trying to like pray and live. He draws into Droll, which guys, can we talk about it, man? Like, yeesh, the Droll brigade here. Time Thief is going to attach my Droll, which I wish I had this in this match, because Droll actually wrecks this deck very hard. So now he detached to allow this card to attack twice, which didn't matter. Next, he just goes into crashing. That's going to bring out his Detonator, and Detonator is going to attack the aggregator here. I try to, I don't know, just whittle down the attachments off the dual drive here, and then it's just going to pop here. Because what I was trying to do here was trying to bait my opponent to popping, because sometimes you can make your opponent misplay and see if you can take advantage of that. And he does. So he decides to pop White Witch, which does absolutely nothing because I control Justicator. And with that, I'm going to see if I can get him to pop again, because he didn't realize that this is not going to get destroyed. So I went with the trap card here to see if he detaches again. And he decided to switch it over to this guy over here and negates this. So my field is still protected, and now the aggregate is going to negate my Dillabells, and he's going to beat over my field and leaving this face up. Then he just passes, and honestly, I feel like I might have had a chance to win this game if it wasn't for Droll. Because I still have no wanted, or not wanted, no hollow in rotation here, but I still technically had wanted and you know, other ways to draw and stuff like that. So I can put this back, draw a card, and just be off to the races. But unfortunately, my opponent is going to go ahead and suck up my Ice Raizio, which is completely fine. Justicator is going to summon itself back out to apply the pressure to make Detonator a lot worse. And then he's going to pop it. Justicator, or sorry, not Justicator. Well, it is a Justicator, but Vengeance, don't get used to that name. Yeah, so this is going to come bring itself out so I can apply a little bit more pressure. Again, this card not being able to be destroyed by battle card effects is really annoying and is really big. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card. I'm gonna get hit with a draw here, which is very unfortunate because I had like a cross draw here, which would have like put me back into like more rotation. Then I can summon Ice, and then Ice is gonna bring back more things. I really felt like in this position this game was winnable, but the draw that saved his life is going to come down and just, yeah. So I'm like, all right, I can try my best here. So I'm going to try to pop Detonator here. Activate cross, normal summon Ice. Ice is going to activate. This is going to obviously be met with a negation here. And we're just going to beat over. He's going to attack. I'm just going to Ash Blossom it because at this point I knew I was just dead. But yeah, all he had to do is go into battle phase, beat over this, and I lose. So I was like, let's just get rid of the Time Thief just because. And then, yeah, he goes draw into plugin and well, because why not, I guess, chain plugin. And yeah, he got it. Like, he just definitely got that. So, yeah, that was the games, and that was the deck in action. So, a lot to learn from that replay in particular. I'm glad I went against it. That was the first time I went against Heratic Beast for the first time, so that was very exciting. So I can't wait to play against that deck more. If I were to play Raizio in this format, it would be that version. The weakness of that version, that it just automatically loses the D barrier because it really only plays XYZs. But the Mizuruki version is also just as good as well. It's good at breaking boards, good at going first, very explosive and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, guys, thank you guys for all watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and Antiyami signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.